Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... A little bit of a late start this time because I actually was filming another video, and that took quite a while to actually get through, so it's kind of like pushed back a bunch of stuff. But we're here now, with something that should have been done possibly quite some time ago, but I didn't even know that it was a thing that could happen. And that is because, as I've been mentioning a couple of times, I wasn't even fully aware that GachaFest would include non-voice acted stuff. I was convinced for some reason that that they were all not the voice acted things as far as entries went, and Ballet Pops was something that slipped my mind apparently at that point. With that being said, no, Mops confirmed that was not the case, and I kind of went on a bit of an existential rant over the past couple of days, you know, talking about like how, you know, that becoming the norm and such, for everything to be voice acted, you know, for the entire year of 2025, and almost no other entries that weren't, said a lot about, you know, how the community is actually going nowadays, and how that might actually not be as good a thing as we think it is. And so to follow that up, of course, you know, now that I'm aware of all these different reviews and such, I actually want to give the attention to the non-voice acted stuff that I found. Except for the ones that were made for a particular animation competition, I'm going to compile all of those and review them probably tomorrow. So these are ones that, as far as I know, were not made for that competition, and just kind of exist on their own. Weirdly enough, coming out roughly the same time as each other, I think, but, you know, there you go. It's just a bit of a coincidence, to be honest. And from a cursory glance at them, because I had to check that they weren't voice acted, you see, because some of the ones that are on the list are voice acted, but they don't say it anymore because it's so standard nowadays that, okay, you know what? I'm not going to go around too much about that, but I had to check basically. And from what I've seen, you know, there's some decent like upward scale for a lot of these ones actually, and it got me thinking that yeah, I did mention in the Walking Wednesday that you know, non-voice acted stuff needed to like stand out, and there's lots of ways that actually could be done. But now that, and I mentioned, you know, upping production quality, particularly because, you know, after compensating for the lack of audio. But then I realized that that's also kind of a restrictive idea, because it means that the only ones that would stand out are the ones that are the super high quality ones. So I don't know what to think at this point. I've gone back and forth on this so many times, and I'm probably going to still do so for some time yet to come. That being said, I think these ones kind of differ a lot in to some degree in production. I'm going to save what I think is going to be the best for last, because it's quite the treat, to be honest. So I guess stay tuned for that. But to begin with, we're going to go with a video from an apparently quite popular channel, because it was made for an 80,000 subscriber special. 7 Minutes in Heaven, but with a twist. I didn't mean to put it on here. I have it prepared over here. There it is. Oh, yeah, already I'm gonna... I don't think this is copyrighted, but yeah. Just draw it down. There we go. Keep going, you're amazing. I guess that was message to the subscribers of the person, because, you know, again, you're trying to celebrate that. So, fair enough. Alright. I don't know anything beyond the fact that it's it's the first one to actually put gay in the title that I've seen in some time, so, you know, this might be more of a throwback than I was expecting. And for a channel with 80,000 subscribers, you imagine they have been around for, you know, at least a decent while, I suppose. So, hey, throwback time. Let's find out. Without further ado, on with the review. I turn up the sound, by the way, so I guess there's no sound effects. Anyway. Next time you better watch your mouth, Lincolns, eh? What? Oh, I think oh, sorry. I think it was meant to his name's Lincoln, but I thought it said Lincoins or Lincolns. Okay. Anyway. And of course, we've got censored captions now, because we're in that realm of voice acting. First image, I like it. And now the music cuts in. Are we gonna get a fight sequence to a very amped up bass, actually? Because that could be quite fun. Well, I should check on that Disney Spider-Man series I was watching last year, see if there's any updates on that. Anyway, see you in history. Oh wait, no. No urge to fight back? Keep it up, Lincolns. Okay, so his name is Lincolns, plural. Okay. Sure. Alright. Maybe that's his last name or something. Like, his name is something Lincolns. Maybe. I don't know. Or it's like Chuckles, who's actually Charles's. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Aiden Lincolns. Okay, there we go. I thought they were in a locker room of some kind because of the, lockers, but I guess it's the floor's just blue in here. Which makes me think that yeah, we don't see a lot of blue flooring like this in schools outside of locker rooms. It's kind of indicative of like bathrooms or changing areas or something, which is I've only just now noticed that. But yeah, I guess we're in a hallway. Fair enough. Anyways, Hayden, are you okay? I'm fine. Don't worry. Who punched you on the nose? I mean, he could have had that injury in a number of ways, because it's already been, it already has a plaster applied to it, so it could have happened in a, as far as you're concerned, he could have fallen. Tell me, was it Thanos? Okay. Was not expecting that name drop. Not that there can't be other things named Thanos, obviously. In fact, the first time I heard the name Thanos was Archangel Thanos from, the 2012 Minecraft map Herobrine's Mansion, built by Hypixel. So, it has other connotations, and Thanos and Thanatos have been interchangeable for some time in the lexicon. But yeah, it's just surprising to have, like, a potential, probably human character named Thanos. Unless Thanos is meant to be like an adjective, basically. Like it's, he's like, so it's like a monumental pest that he's, Thanos level. Okay. Alright. I guess that works, because he does say Devon right afterwards, and his name's Aiden, so yeah, okay. Sis, that was yesterday. And stop worrying. I'll kill him! Tiana, seriously, leave it. Oh, that was a good, I don't know if that was intentional with the cut of the music, but actually the way that it swoops in as soon as he actually intensifies and they start arguing about this more. That kind of works in some way. Anyways, no, you don't get to make these calls anymore! I'm gonna teach this boy some Aikido lessons. Interesting choice, by the way. I've done Aikido before. It's a very criticized martial art, because to some degree it relies on, or the training of it at least, relies on your opponent essentially, allowing you and trusting you to actually, do the movements themselves. Otherwise, kind of like nothing happens. Which is an interesting idea considering where martial arts kind of originated from and what they kind of symbolize overall. That's why people have criticized it a lot. But yeah, if you're trying to apply Aikido in general, depending on like how good you are, you might not have much success in tumbling someone down if they are not actively participating. So I don't know, we'll see. Hey, stop! Oh my god, this girl. Hey, you guys! You're the ones messing with my brother. Wait, no, you're not. But that does happen when you don't actually listen to the person who is being bullied. Like, yes, sometimes there's a case where, like, you have to, like, don't get me wrong, I have done this before where, like, I have taken matters into my own hands when someone, when someone comes to me, saying that, they've been harassed by this particular person or something, or that someone's making them feel uncomfortable. My long history of tackling people, definitely, sends that message particularly. because it's only really when someone else gets affected that I tend to step in, to be honest. But yeah, like the inverse of that is that, you know, sometimes you end up, if you just end up going by like your first impulse and you don't think things through as far as what you want to do, you end up either going after the wrong people or going after people that were not involved in the incident in question. That's also how Quest the Rising Sun ended up collapsing. Tiana, just quit it! Or what? You could prepare to be hypnotized by my void shirt! Classic outline black again. Oh, and even the main character has some of it, I should mention too. What? I'll kill you, that's what! And there it is, we have the classic, you know, eye-shadowed, but character with like a happy face to symbolize mad fury. I honestly have never seen someone smile like that, and convey such anger in real life, although, thinking it through, I probably don't want to if that's an actual thing that happens. What's so funny? Nothing. I find that cute. I mean, it was a smile, so I suppose to a certain extent, yeah, okay. Also, I've got to mention the camera, by the way, is doing some interesting things. You know, we had the zoom in towards like the void shirt, but then like immediately like panning outwards. We have we have a lot of like quick pans basically, which you don't see a lot, or quick zooms, I should mention. So I think that was partly to like, you know, make the encounter seem a bit more intense. Because there are a number of ways to go about this, but one issue that is going to come up in terms of like non-voice acted stuff is, you know, in order to account for different reading speeds, you can't pace a fight sequence too quickly, you know, unless you want to have someone like, you know, go back and forth and pause and rewind your video. But it's kind of part of the course. It's kind of essential to pace a fight scene quickly, because even arguments of this nature are usually quite like rapid fire ordeals and very intense. How do you convey that when you don't have voice actors? Well, that camera tricky right there is one way around it, and complementing it with music. And this isn't like that difficult to do. Like this particular setup here, you know, uses essentially, you know, I'm pretty sure existing backgrounds, or even if it's a custom background, this is like one solid background, and the characters, you know, blocking out most of the areas. There aren't that many extras, but you know, it's working for its intended purposes. So this is the kind of non-voice acted thing that I feel like we shouldn't be moving away from, even though we are. At least at this point in the video. I'm only like a minute and a half into a 14-minute video, granted, but it's doing well so far, basically, and showing that, you know, if you have a good enough setup and good enough characters, you can actually pull this off without voice acting, even in this day and age. And apparently, if you're this channel, you can get 80,000 subscribers for it. So, I mean, clearly it works in that regard as well. Let me go, won't you? Oh, okay, I guess he's just now okay with letting her go, even though beforehand he was trying to stop her until right now. She didn't even ask him nicely. What was different between that and before? Ooh, she's confident. That's attractive. Why does he have fangs now? Gotta try much harder than that, little girl. Yeah, this is definitely, to some degree, timed to this particular music. You can tell from the cues. And this music track actually is also really well chosen, because it can work for a few like standstill moments, but it can also like ramp up when it needs to, and you know, go along with the action. If anything, there's actually a very strong possibility that this sequence was built to be in time with this music. I guess it depends on how many reactions you have and how many and how much time in between like the gaps where the music has to be quiet and such. I don't know, but it's very possible. I'd like to see that. Animation time to music is almost as old as the medium itself. Even Monet mentioned this back in the day in terms of like merry melodies, and such. She said melody time, but I think she meant merry melodies. But of course, a lot of times it's used for comedy, but yeah, in action particularly. If anyone's seen RWBY, think about the action sequences in RWBY and how well the music complements those, and vice versa. That's the kind of thing we have right here on a smaller scale, but a recognizable one. Anyway. Oh, does it hurt, little boy? Oh, now he gets involved again, sure. Right, yeah, better late than never. Tiana, stop it. You'll get suspended. Stop it! Stop it! Bad Tiana. Hurt my brother again! You won't find your hair next! Ah yes, going back to the snatching of the weaves, this really is a nostalgic setup video. Fine! You shouldn't have. He's still there, right? And even now, like it cuts it, like the second like melody, it cuts out at this particular point, and it just lingers with like the essentially just all of this, but just the beats and the one chord progression. Like even then, the cut like is kind of going to the outro of the music, because the sequence is over. So it really was like all time to this. I'm quite impressed. As if you didn't break my nose. My effing nose, Devon. I, of course, got to point out that the fact they don't have noses in this version, kind of doesn't help with this visual. I think this is made with Gacha Life 1, but who's to say? FYI, I can handle myself. Just because I didn't doesn't make me weak. I mean, his point before was that you didn't want to actually fight. Which, by the way, you know how I said a couple of videos ago that I had never seen Beastars, but I kept forgetting to actually check it out because it's been on my like mental list of things to look into for some time. Well, two things happened. Actually, one, the reason it was on my mental list because Team 4-Star made an abridged video about it, and I wanted to check out the actual thing. And after doing so, Team 4-Star made another thing again about Sailor Moon, and now I want to check out that instead. But yeah, point is, I actually did check it out, and the episode that I think is the most recent one that I've seen, which is in the final season, there's one particular character who says a line about pacifism, and he says that it's only effective when it's applied, when it's enforced by the strong, or something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing. Which yeah, like I can see what he's trying to say. Basically, those who have the power, but only use it when it's absolutely necessary, rather than like seeking out a fight. They're the ones that they're shown to be like the most merciful, because the ones who aren't able to do it in the first place, it's kind of a moot point for them, because even if they weren't pacifists, they wouldn't be able to do much. It's a bit of a clumsy like wording of it, I suppose, but yeah, I get it. I understand that. And I think that's what he's trying to say here, that he is one of those people who tries to embrace pacifism, but if it did come down to it, and if there were no other option, he wouldn't have as much restraint. That's probably the distinction between himself and his sister. Where his sister is too emotionally volatile, so her strength and abilities are very well known, which can also help in terms of making you feared and such. But if you want that element of surprise, or you just don't want to be an intimidating individual and kind of like live your best life without people being afraid of you, then, like the main character in Beastars, by the way, then yeah, it's I get that seems to be probably the more ideal philosophy for him. So again, a lot of stuff in here, like that line on its own, you would if without like this line here, you think it'd be like a very clumsy thing of like, ah, yes, you know, just because I got defended, I could have totally done something, you know, look at me, I'm still super masculine and blah, blah, blah. And you could take it that way, but given what we saw earlier, I think it's more so to do with like that difference between the siblings. So, you know, again, benefit of the doubt, I like that. You're just not worth my strength. Okay, and you ruined it. I go on these long, great rants about something, and the videos just always slap me in the face after I do so. Tale as old as time. Anyways, but if you dare lay a single thumb on her, I'll end you. And again, that's the same thing that the sister, like, essentially was doing. But now there's not, like, the different approach between the two of them. Like, yeah, it's great they have each other's backs and whatnot, but I like the difference of the, you know, of how they chose to apply that or didn't choose to apply it, I suppose. Oh well. Put on your Mac, put on your heels. Put on your Mac, put on your heels? Well, on my okay, sure. Oh, mag, as in like magazine for okay, fine, yep. And this is one thing that you know, I don't miss about non-voice acted gachas. Songs with actual lyrics in them. Like again, sometimes it can be appropriate. I did use a song with lyrics as as background music for the Christmas special for Mutant Girl a couple years ago, but I had two reasons for that. The first reason is because it's because that was a song that was, you know, written for me specifically, and it was part of a mod competition that never actually came to pass, and I just had to use it, you know, because it was, and also it was Christmas themed. And second one is because it was diegetic. It was part of a song that was playing inside of a mall, which, you know, obviously those songs, they're not going to, you know, make their songs, you know, let's say, streamer friendly or, you know, YouTube video friendly so that, you know, voice style can be not drowned out by them. So, you know, that there's that difference there. So depending on the situation, I'm not against them fully, but it just brings me back Taming the Bad Boy flashbacks in terms of all the BTS songs that were in that didn't quite fit. This song at least is tonally appropriate. Like I said, the creator of this video absolutely chose the songs deliberately and with a lot of care to them. It's just unfortunate that you know, assuming that the lyrics are gonna like divert at some point, I might end up, you know, focusing on that instead, and by extension, the rest of the audience. Anyway, he's interesting. Anyways. Yo! Wait! Tease him! I've been plotting how to get you home. Yeah, that feels like the classic, you know, like Take Me Home thing from a bunch of like pop songs, rather than I'm going to get revenge against someone now. Which now I think about it, a song where someone's saying about shooting to kill and then trying to get someone home. Bad connotations for the song itself, but I don't recognize it, so I don't know what the deal is. Anyway, just like I just says, like, yeah, tease him. You do it. I'm too lazy. Or entertain me. Dance, puppet, dance. Insult this individual. Anyway, just leave it, dude. Come on, what's up with you? Boring. You do something then! Mind your business, Brian! I thought it was saying leash on my door. No, it's on my dog. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna take a dog for a walk, yeah, but I guess a leash is appropriate. Anyway, scared you were humbled by a girl? Surprisingly, no. Don't worry, I would be too. I'm gonna turn down the music because I can't hear myself. I also have got 2 other videos, so I probably shouldn't pause this much, so yeah. I'm gonna try to read over it. Shut up! Darn, offended much? If you will not shut up, I will shut you up myself! Ah, so he's still got a bit of his bite from before. Like the proverbial dog on the leash of this song. Yeah, no, the song's lost me, I'm sorry. Hi, Ghost Kitty. Oh, okay, yeah, this definitely feels more like Gacha Life 1, because if you see now, the chair has changed color behind him, I think also just appeared. Let me just roll it back for a second. Yeah, look at that. So it stands up, and then look at the chair. Boom, white. I think that's because he's about to move or change position, and he couldn't do that with the chairs, because the chair props were part of the actual poses in Gacha Life 1. So this is absolutely Gacha Life 1. Although now I think about it, why is there a filing cabinet or something in front of the desks in the background there? Is it to try to block all of them? But they're not all blocked, only just those ones. It kind of feels weird to even include the rest of the classroom, to be honest. Anyways. Devon, take that language straight to detention. Yeah, that language too. And of course, he moves, and that's why I needed the white chair. Or not the white chair, but the light blue chair. What are you looking at? A very ugly face. I should definitely look away. After school. Anyway. Bro, school is done. He's still asleep. Yo, Devon, wake up, time to go home. Wake up. I know you can hear me, I see your eyebrows moving. They surprisingly aren't, that'd be an easy thing to do. Okay. Why do you even care? That man is wearing 2 hoodies. Oh yeah, you're right, the design thing that Aiden hates the most. That is a very good question. Yeah, you should not be wearing 2 hoodies. You're right. Anyways, I don't. Miss Adams sent me. Whatever. Bye. And the second he leaves, he... Okay, sure. Alright, I guess he's making a bird face now. What's that about? Anyway. Finally! What took you so long? Never mind, let's just go. Oh, and by the way, stop getting into fights. I mean, you did try to tell that before, and I think it's going to work now by just saying it casually, but hey, we welcome the attempt. I know how to handle myself. Shut up! I'll be a girl's best friend, yes. Again, man's best friend, dog. The song, that's why I don't have the lyrics in the background of the songs. Ah! Anyway.
Oh guys, goody, you're here!
What's up, Laurie? Yeah, this is the same girl who was with the other guy before, which, like, I mean, it's not impossible for someone to be friends with another person's bully. Just kind of awkward, I suppose. Anyway.
I am hosting a small gathering in my house with my class, just to celebrate!
Oh.
To celebrate the passing of our midterms, celebrate that! Board games, video games, movies, snacks, leashes, dogs, the usual.
Sure, when's it gonna be?
Saturday at 7 p.m.
Yeah, I think I'm out.
Shut up, Aiden, you're in!
Laurie, count on us both in, will you? These two have a real listening problem to each other. That seems... I thought that's what they work through. Not something they have a difference they have in common, that each one disregards the other but has their back. very proper sibling dynamic, but it feels like that's going to be the thing that they need to overcome as the video continues, I think. Because I don't think this is a two-part or anything. This is just a, a self-contained mini-movie. Your classic situation celebrating 80k subscribers on the original channel. So whatever's going to happen in this one, whatever like arc is going to occur, it's going to finalize here, supposedly. Anyways,
great, see you then!
By the way, also say this, the walking is surprisingly smooth for I don't think using the animated posing Gacha Life 1. Let me just check. Yeah, I think that was just a case of like bouncing the character up and down, but like moving them fast enough to kind of compensate. It's a weird optical illusion, actually. Not the method that I would recommend, because the classic walking cycles are still there, but I guess it works? Okay. I don't know how to feel about that one. It does belong to me as the rightful owner. That is a whole copyright information. Of course it does. Oh, great. Well, there goes my monetization. I mean, I wasn't expecting this to be, the whole leash on the dog thing feels like it's absolutely some sort of like club track that has nothing to do with anything. Anyway. What was that, bro? Who said I wanted to go? You're always imprisoned at home. You have to change moods. Changing moods is not how I would have phrased that. Like, I mean, needing to lighten up, to, to spice up your life, to get out of the, humdrum, hullabaloo, whatever, I don't know. Yeah, humdrum hullabaloo is definitely a me thing to say, but the other two, I would just offer as alternatives, to change moods. The teleporting walk in Labyrintha. Yes, which, not the only place I've seen that happen, but definitely a bad example. I like my life that way. I never asked you to change it. I'm taking control of my own life. I do see that's kind of like, that's also a bit of a central theme, that she's taking initiative to, like, go out there to do something herself. Even though he in private would have done the same thing for her. So I guess he just kind of like, mad at himself for his own personality. Another interesting deep dive there. I was just trying to help. All around me are familiar faces. Anyway, Saturday. Oh, even the... Okay, now we're back to the good and properly timed music. Even the captions are getting involved in a bit of the synchronization. All right, then. I think this is the house. Okay, ring the bell. I do like how they're all like dressed in like party outfits, but just sitting around. That is surprisingly accurate to how a lot of parties actually go down. Anyway.
Oh, that must be Aiden and Tiana!
Okay, confusing staging there, because they're ringing the door on the right-hand side, and she's answering it also to the right. You'd think if she's on the other side of the door, she'd have to go from right to left to open it up. That feels... Although then again, with Gacha, because of how they're always facing like 3/4, technically speaking, like, they're in profile, so the other side would also kind of look like this, so it technically works, but it's a bit clumsy. I would have just changed the perspective. Yeah, see there, like they do like the shuffle very, very quickly, the walking. Anyways.
Welcome, guys!
Why is he here? What is he doing here? Anyway. The fact that there aren't many songs about dogs on a leash that come up. I'm gonna assume it was Dog on a Leash by Adelita's Way. The lyrics seem to match. Which is interesting, it's called Dog on a Leash when the chorus is I need a leash for my dog. Like they swapped them over, but alright, sure, why not? Anyways,
Why not?
You got a problem with that, buddy?
Guys, let's calm down. Come on, Sid, let's start the night.
I don't know why that needed like a bit of an ominous edit there, unless she's planning something. I hope not, but... Oh, wait a minute. I just remember the title of the video. The title, of course, being 7 Minutes in Heaven, but with a twist. And it's also a gay gacha series, meaning that the bully and the bullied are probably going to get together, and this is all the plot by person who I gave the Monty Python voice here. Alright.
Alright, guys. Today's game is going to be a bit unusual. But if you're uncomfortable with it, please tell me.
Just say it. Let the woman talk. Why don't you zip it?
Guys, stop! Anyway, we're going to be playing 7 Minutes in Heaven.
Is 7 Minutes in Heaven usually, like... I don't know, is it usually like a game all to itself, or is it the, is it like a prize that you get from like a game specifically? I think I've seen that, well, I guess I've seen it like paired up with like Spin the Bottle usually, and how that happens. Which now that I think about it, 7 Minutes in Heaven is probably a very boring game for anyone who's not the two that are chosen for the said 7 minutes in said heaven. Because they just have to kind of like sit around, to be honest. It's kind of like the Triwizard Tournament, you know, the being a terrible spectator sport event, basically. Anyways, hello, Inamakika. Welcome back.
But with a twist. Roll credits, title drop. Just to make it extra spicy, you will be blindfolded.
Okay. I feel like someone watched The Kissing Booth on, I think it was Netflix. So, yikes. Okay. Just get in the car, Earl! Anyway. Okay, another thing about this song is, I guess, like, you know, someone clearly, trying to get, like, they seem like an introvert to, like, you know, get their life to twist around or something in the background. So I guess that, you know, tonally it kind of tracks. Oh, and yes, you're right. Harry Potter is mentioned, correct? And you missed Monty Python earlier as well.
And I'll be randomly picking 2 names with a jar that I made. Unless I get Ain and Tiana, I'll repick.
Which is, you know, because they're siblings, so makes perfect sense.
What do you say?
That's absurd! Is it to get people better? Yes. Like, yeah, no, I understand that that's the goal of the game. I'm just saying that for the other people who are involved in the game, they're just waiting around doing nothing for 7 minutes. That's why I'm saying it's probably not a good, like, you know, game on its own, and it's better off as the prize of another party game. Also, is the twist that you just, like, pick at random? I think that's usually how that goes. But anyway. Oh, you chickening out? Laurie, I guess he's just not manly enough to handle it. Fellas, is it gay to be willing to kiss men? Okay. Anyway. Alright, I'm in Lincoln. There's an intercourse activity. From what I've seen, I suppose, because I think it's just mostly, well, my understanding was that it was about like making out, because it usually takes place inside of a closet. But you know, then again, considering this is a gay series and what closets symbolize, maybe it will be an intercourse thing. You never know. You never know. That also it might have been because if you want to see 7 Minutes in Heaven like a media thing or something, they'll obviously censor what is going on. So that's probably also a little bit to do with it. So it could be either one, really. Eh.
Anyway, let's begin. Alright. Alright, let's see. Ooh, Tiana and Pamela. I know they've always been secretly in love.
Oh, that's convenient, seeing as we haven't met Pamela yet in this entire video. So, good to know. Wait, hold on. So you let the blindfolded person walk around you? That was some good editing, by the way, of, like, you know, actually coming around and, like, you know, they take a little bit of a detour to get around the person and to resize yourself. That was a decently edited surrounding, and I wouldn't be complaining were it not for the fact that the character is blindfolded and shouldn't have been able to do that easily. I feel like anyone who is blindfolded, if you've ever been blindfolded before, because I have quite a number of times, what usually happens is your moves become way slower because, you know, you're aware that even in a room of people that you trust, you could easily bump into something, and if you do that at a higher speed, it's worse. So instinctually, people will move slow with blindfolds than they have been for the rest of this episode, and they'll probably, if they find an obstacle, like a person in front of them, they will feel around that, you know, to try and, yeah. Also, I'm going to say that yes, it does count as consent because they all consented to play the game. As far as my understanding goes, since they agreed to play the game, they understand what that might entail and are okay with it proceeding forward. Yeah. That was even worse. She traveled for longer and managed to stand in front of Tiana without bumping into her, knowing exactly when to stop. How effective are these blindfolds exactly?
Alright, now for the two people that I picked, I will lead you to the room. Unlike what I've been doing up until now, where I've just had you roam literally blind.
Oh, okay, it's not a closet this time, it's an oh wait, yeah, that's right, because there are no closet gacha backgrounds, or interiors of closets. So yeah, of course it's an actual room. And it's the one with the gigantic bed, but resized, or not resized, oh yeah, no, it's zoomed in, so we don't focus on how massive the bed is, and the characters are, you know, appropriately cropped out, because they're big enough where they could actually feasibly go onto said bed, and use it properly. Not I'm saying they should, but that bed is notorious for, you know, making characters in Gacha look like they're ants. So I'm just, you know, pointing that out. Anyway. Anyways. Should I talk? Hi! Tiana? Yeah, was that part of the game were you that's a good question. Were you supposed to not talk? Was it, is it, are they supposed to know who they're making out with now? Because I suppose, again, you know, in the kissing booth, they didn't know until they took the blindfolds off, and it was like, oh, Noah, it was you! Then, you know, all that stuff. Anyway, moving to also show an intimate moment, even if it doesn't feel very intimate, mostly uncomfortable. Yeah, so you guys will take, yeah, exactly, there's no point now. The room isn't even dark! I feel like the room was usually dark for this to kind of, alright. Then again, blindfolds, I guess they were, I guess blue-haired lady was not banking on, you know, was not banking on having, having them speak. But okay. Hey ho, heck no, co-ed dancers gotta go. Anyways, yes, Pam. Yeah. By the way, that as much as I do love like these like pans that they're doing, basically, because I've mentioned them before, like a little briefly before, like a lot of you joined. The one thing I think they're probably not doing correctly, I think, is zooming into the characters' chests rather than their faces, because where all the changes are happening are the face level. but we're zooming down to like their torso basically, so that's like, okay, I don't know why we're not supposed to draw our focus there because the changes to their face would dictate otherwise. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so what happens now? What do you want to happen? What do we do, Gareth? What do you want to do to me? In terms, I'm guessing we're just going to imagine it's dark. Ah, yes, a slight tint. Truly, you know. Even in Mutant Girl Season 1, when I did like a full like post-production tint for like the full to make it look like it was dark outside, even that was more prolific than what was going on here. They were seeing through the window. Yeah, butt out, Chastity. We have 7 minutes. Or more like 6 minutes and 30 seconds now. So we better get a move on. Yeah, see, I thought so. Making outs. That's usually what I imagine with this stuff. Yeah, and here we go. This is what I was saying. That someone's like asking what the heck is going on, because of course they would. You left everyone else blindfolded, sitting quietly for 7 minutes. Who set this up? Yeah, precious time is being wasted. And also, yeah, hey, you're the one who made me think of Grace Chastity by saying, hey ho, heck no. Come on. You have to listen. I mean, that depends on how much noise they're making. Moving on. Yeah, if this is taking forever, I'm bored. Shut up, Lincolns. Nobody cares. Go jump, Devon. Oh, hey, Emily says that.
They definitely should enter this room together. This whole competition is rigged! Rigged, I say! Tiana and Aiden?
Oh, never mind, she's actually... okay.
Now I'll change Tiana.
What'd be really fantastic now is if, like, you know, this character was... actually was, like, aiming for the two of them to go into the room together, because, as Bond pointed out here, fighting equals love, obviously, but actually someone else's name got drawn. A completely random person. There are 2 other people here that we don't know the names of yet. One of them hasn't even spoken to begin with, and has an equally, you know, voidish shirt, to complement his figure. So, you know, and you know, that would be an interesting thing. What would happen in that situation? So, yeah. Also, yeah, there's this thing. That's why Tiana's name got changed, because the pair of them got picked together. So the host, quite graciously decided not to indulge that. So, you know, and then is now choosing a different person who is probably going to be Devon, but to be honest, yeah, it would be more dramatic if it were anyone else. Because, hey, it would be completely it was subvert expectations as well. But anyway, here we go, let's see. She also declared her intentions out loud. Oh, this is quite good. The way she doesn't say what happened, because she's already stated that's what she wanted to happen, and her face just changes. And if we don't hear her internal thoughts right now, it would be very much a case of show don't tell, because we know what's what, because we can fill in the dots. But let's see if they do that. And they don't. Never mind. Okay. I keep trying with this. You see the Kai Master watermark like fade into itself? Anyway. What do I do? Should I care who it is? Nah, I ain't no coward. I ain't afraid of no coochies. Coochies. Cooties. That's what I meant to say. Cooties. I was making a joke in my head of like smooching makes me feel good. So they said smooches and they just combine them with cooties. Ah, okay. That's why I improvise stuff. That's why I improvise jokes. Because I mess them up otherwise and fuse them together. Anyway. Smooching makes me feel good was what I was going to say. Anyway. Moving swiftly onward. Oh, who is it? It feels like it's a guy. It's a guy! He smells good. If he's noticing his smell right now, I guess it means that... Oh yeah, I guess he never was that near to Devon originally in the party lineup, so yeah, there is plausibility for him not to have noticed before. Okay. Okay. And there we go. He's so good, I think. I need more. I mean, you have essentially 6.5 minutes left, so, you know, go at it. That's the whole point. And the music also cut out at this point. Looks like he's liking it. I can feel him right above me. Well, I should hope so, because he also just threw to the ground. Which, by the way, don't throw someone who's blindfolded to the ground. I don't know who needs to hear that, but someone needs to hear it. Anyway. I like how he also just does a sit-up as well. Alright, everyone. 3, and 1, 2. Anyways. Oh no, my blindfold is gonna fall. Because I've been sliding my head to the ground consistently. I wonder why that's happening. Everyone been making out with people. Even if I did, I wouldn't have them blindfolded while doing so. Even if I were inclined, I'd make sure they would have their vision, just as out of courtesy, you know. Holy heck! Eden? Another holy, yep. What am I supposed to do? 5 minutes left? Just walk away, Devon. Yeah. You can't walk out. 7 minutes aren't done, it's locked. Oh, that's how it works. Okay, I didn't hear any door locking sounds, so I guess I missed that, but... Okay... Also, yeah, again, because that's not the fault. Exactly what I was saying earlier. It was weird to watch. We're tethering on the edge of a heat wave, as Jacob would say. Well, they haven't. It's not like based on like animalistic instincts. They're not like getting like super explicit yet. So I wouldn't say we're it's getting mildly steamy. You know, not full on heat wave. Yeah. Shoot. Oh, and okay, another thing I've mentioned this earlier about like the resizing, but we do actually get the character resizing and going towards the bed, and he still looks proportional to the actual bed itself. You know, weird as aside, this is a very well composed video aside from that one scene with the song and lyrics and such. This creator was feeling big feelings when making it. Yeah. I've already compared to Taming the Bad Boy, so, you know, aside from the title and marketing, obviously. I was so into it. So we're just not gonna talk until it ends? Yeah! Yeah! Do you, Devon, take Aiden to be your lawfully wedded husband? Yeah! And honestly, you're right. This is probably the next step for Johnny specifically. If he's willing to go, the more post-production angle, in order to, achieve it, most likely. Because, again, you can do this without post-production, but I don't recommend it. Anyways, you liked it. So do you! I know. And now we have another song with lyrics. That seems to be like the pattern we've got going on. We have, properly well-timed and tonally accurate, scores, and then suddenly, and interspersed with song with lyrics that is vaguely connected or sometimes tonally accurate. This time, at least the music is conveying a bit of the ambiance, let's put it. But beyond that, I don't know. So the boys in the back. Oh my god, just kiss already, we're waiting. If I get a part and they say yeah. That's it, wedding cancel. So I was thinking, we've been dating for a while, and so should we think about potentially maybe I don't know, maybe moving in together? Yeah. I'm gonna kill you. I'm done for the night. How dare you make me uphold my end of the randomly picked selection? It's clearly your fault for forcing me to play this game that I wasn't in any way obligated to play. How dare you? You'll be hearing from my lawyers. Now let me leave through the confusingly angled door that we had mentioned earlier.
You accept it, ain't my problem.
I mean, Aiden didn't say anything. He's definitely portraying, cold disappointment, but he's not the one who walked out. You're probably saying that to Devon, honestly. Okay, that pan, I don't know what was in aid of. The next day, comment potato if you're an OG and still watching. I guess I can't do that because I just discovered this channel, so no potatoes from me. Victory is not yours today. Anyway. What's with you and all black fits, dude? First of all, it's not all black. The jeans are clearly blue. Secondly, yeah, I guess that you've got a point for the rest of it because, again, it is just all outline black. The void. Please fix that. I like black. You got a problem with that? Yes, I feel like if I put my hand through your stomach, it will just go through and explode in the vacuum of space. No, chill out. That kiss really affected you, didn't it? Shut up. I mean, we do look at enemies to lovers. I know what I was going to say. Oh, never mind. Didn't say lovers. All right. It's not like that. I wish it weren't. I've said before, but I've never been a fan of enemies to lovers. Enemies to friends to lovers I can actually see working, but that's kind of like what I've decided over the years, because I've made exceptions for people like Afnau and Aaron, for example, because they already were friends beforehand and all of that stuff. Honestly, if enemies to lovers is spread out for enough time for them to actually become friends and bonds beforehand, then I can get into it. Unfortunately, with Gacha mini-movies, there's not really enough time for that unless a montage is involved. And even then, it doesn't feel the same. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyways, it's not like that. Really? So you don't find him attractive? That's not the same question. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ah, speaking of people you find attractive, I guess this is Pam outside of outside of party mode. Gotta go! I love that idea of she just stands there, and immediately that's just the sign of like, alright, come with me. Anyways, your hair's different. And you're wearing glasses. You know, two essential things, but okay. Yeah! Yeah! Looks good on you. Thanks, A. Oh yeah, I guess he did say A at the beginning of this, didn't he? Maybe it's Canadian. See you in history, Dev. Dev? He gave me a nickname right after I gave him one. Oh my goodness. What? Hold on. What was that lyric? Like leaving chemistry feels like a sesame? What does that mean? Is someone being opened like Sesame, or is it like Sesame Street Sesame? Okay. Because also, if you've seen what Sesame Street looks like, someone's definitely cooked up some chemistry there a couple of times. Anyway. Excuse me, I seem to have lost something in your voice. Wait, when I found my pen, yeah. Oh no. Duh. What now, Brian? Now I know I didn't want to tease him. Obviously, a change of look right next to a guy you happen to be sitting next to definitely means that you're changing for him. There's no other possible explanation for this. You're gay! Yeah, and so what? Also, how did he get that from just the... Is there... I mean, okay, I know that in Gacha in the past, there have been, like, you know, there was a time where, like, you know, people were making the gay characters look like a very specific way. Like, there was the classic, like, ooh, Catboy. There was obviously Yuki, but in general, that applied to, like, other places and other videos. But this outfit? I don't know. I famously have my gaydar permanently switched off deliberately so, but this doesn't say gay to me necessarily. Only gay people wear glasses and tie their hair back, I guess. Unlike the pearl necklace that he seems to be wearing, of course. Nothing to do with that. I don't know. Devin, this is your second time. Detention. Third time you got expelled. I mean suspended. Suspend is what I meant to say. Who'd mix up those two words? Yeah. Yeah, it's better than this class. Also, I can see the screenshot like thing in the background there, unfortunately, but every now and then that's always going to happen. I did that too. I'd have eaten this gacha up like 6 years ago. I would have reviewed this gacha 6 years ago exactly the same way. Anyway. So, you gay for him as well? Find a life, Brian. Ah! Life, Brian? I should have given him the Monty Python voice. Anyway, it's sad to see you this way. Like it was hate to see when you leave. Chemistry feels like it's destiny. Oh, okay. The song is Numb by Nefex. Okay, well, if it's Nefex, then we're fine, because all their tracks are always copyright free. Anyway, so you asleep this time? I do like how this is like, you know, repeating itself, and we're like seeing the same like framing as like the first part, but it, you know, it means something different now because there's a before and after to this whole ordeal. You know, I do you kind of get that, yeah. Someone called Brian just doesn't look like on the bright side of life. No, he doesn't. At least not always. Nah. You good? Oh, hey, it is Aiden after all, even though it's not spelled with an A. I hurt you. Why do you care? Oh, wait, no, wrong voice. I hurt you. Why do you care? I'm a good person. I forgive. I embrace pacifism, as implied with my sister earlier, but never elaborated on. And immediately contradicted. In this cruel world, why? Why would you be a kind person when the world throws us aside and tosses all of these troubles and torments about upon us? Who could be kind in this cruel, cruel existence that we call a life itself? Oh! Come on. There's always going to be cruel people, there's always going to be nice people. That's how it works. The world's neither always cruel nor always nice. There's always the balance. Let's stop pretending otherwise. Anyway. If I'm bad in a cruel world, what could be left? Giving why are we still here just to suffer? Yeah. You think him embracing bright colors mean he's got a better outlook on life, but no, I guess not. Smart Alec. You always tend to look away when you're nervous. Oh no, that's just the audience. So, now we analyzing body language? I mean, why not? It's a good topic of conversation as any, I don't know. Ship a bully and their victim. Must the victim forgive the bully so they can be together? Yeah, this, by the way, is why I made sure that that Marwick never directly bullied Morwenna. Or any of that group, for that matter. That's actually also... That's a trick, because I said before, the whole, like, Marwick arc and such in Season 1 of Mutant Girl was based off of this particular arc in Witch between Tarani and Nigel. Nigel used to be part of this not this band. Again, that's the Spanish coming out. La banda, no. This gang, that's the right English word, led by a guy named Uriah, who was originally going to be in there before I placed him with Pop because of, you know, other behind the scenes stuff. And looking back in those in that series, he's always the one. He does stand beside Uriah and the rest of the gang when they do their stuff, but it's usually like he's either peer pressure into it. He has to be talked into it to begin with anyway, and he will sometimes like de-escalate stuff. If you see in the first episode how Malvik's only line is reminding Pop of how much trouble she got into last time she was, you know, that last time she messed with Raina, supposedly. That's because, again, he was trying to talk her down and de-escalate the situation. So when we actually get to the point where, you know, he's alone with Morwenna, yes, we're somewhat surprised that he is, because I haven't seen him that much. He hasn't been in episodes 2 or 3. So yes, it's surprising that he's a good person, given that he hangs out with Pop. But it's not out of character, because what we've seen of him that up to that point, however little it may be, shows how what he actually is like, be it behind all of that. And Nigel was the same way. That was the inspiration for that. So, yeah, that's why I was very careful with that, because I knew that, you know, even by the time of making Mutant Girl, I'd seen my fair share of gacha videos. So, yes, bully ex-victim I had seen more than I care to look back on. And yeah, I had to make sure that it was someone who never wasn't actually a bully, either deep down or even through actions on the screen, however minuscule they were beforehand. So yeah, that's how I would do a bully ex-victim. Well, how I did a bully ex-victim story or subplot. Okay, I think he means to say, why are you nervous? Instead of, why are you nervous? I don't know. Why are you nervous? I don't know. He doesn't look that nervous, actually. Normally with, like, nerves, I suggest having, like, the curved up eyebrows, but I don't know. And there we go. Oh, there's a wall there. Okay. I thought walls were a lesbian thing, but hey, the more you know. I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. Me neither. And as Shorty would say, and then boom, kissy. Do I call Rosa red or no? Not really, because they've had the lingering the lingering like uncertainty and tension from them after the 7 Minutes in Heaven concluded, and now we're going back to like the reframing and how the dynamic has changed from the beginning of the episode. So it's not an escalation; it's more of just, you know, the natural conclusion of events. So yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, when I was a straight face, it's impressive. When I say I've seen my fair share of these, I'm not kidding. I'm desensitized to it. As Gosuke said, this is nowhere near the heat wave. What a twist, huh? Just kissing Aiden's hoodie. I hope it was clean. No, his hoodie's the void, remember? He's kissing space at the moment. Getting hotter. Yeah, take off the hoodie. It's getting hard in here. Gonna throw off the void of space itself. Anyway, the end. Wait, road to 80k? Oh, I guess this video was made before, but then during the time it was being made, it was like being edited. The channel must have hit 80k because it says 80k special here. So, if not, maybe it was like made into 80k special post upload, which feels like cheating, to be honest. But I don't know. I can only speculate. So yeah, that was the first video. I didn't know I was gonna get that much mileage out of this one. So yeah, and honestly, it's exactly what I was looking for. I thought I would go in like the order of like, you know, perceived production value, so I could make a larger point about like how non-voice acted gachas have to stand out more by like, you know, emphasizing like more of the visuals and such. But honestly, videos like those, aside from, you know, aside from the message of, you know, like, you know, the bully ex-victim thing and that aspect, and the, you know, the once again surface level approach to enemies to lovers, there's a lot to like about this video. The camera work, as I said earlier, you know, the actual use of the different dimensions, even some like the character moments at the beginning that kind of like ruin themselves, unfortunately. You know, that's one aspect that could be improved, because I mean, there's so much like potential that could have like happened there, and then it immediately sniped itself before it got to the actual stuff that they was interested in. The whole subversion with the different pick names, I suppose, would have been better if it was like a longer series, or maybe like this was setting up for something like later on. But I will concede that having the beginning and end framed and filmed the exact same way as each other, with the different dynamics and the difference in aesthetics of the characters, is definitely, you know, masterful storytelling in terms of like how, you know, of how it was all put together. So yeah, there is a lot to like about this one. and not as much to cringe about as one would originally expect with a setup like that. So yeah, the third one's quite short. This next one, however, is never ending. It's called never ending. That's why, it's not it's not actually never ending. I think it's like 11 minutes. Anyway, the following episode contains flashing lights, blood, slight violence. Sorry, that's the end of the sentence. This was made for entertainment purposes or storytelling. I do not condone any of these actions. Enjoy. Alright. An original indie series made by Biazns. I'm gonna say indie series, but I will say that the title of the video does say Gacha series, and there was like a video that I saw that I will probably be reviewing tomorrow that does not look like Gacha at all to me. That people say they recognize some of the assets, maybe like the eyes or something, but that video in question feels like calling that video. But I'll watch it tomorrow, so you'll see what it is, because part of like this big competition that I want to compile together to see all the entries in one go. So I'm waiting for that. But I asked about that in the GachaFest chat. Mop says he'd allow it, but the others kind of had to go like a little bit of like, gymnastics to show like what, it wasn't the person's intention to mislead people by saying it was Gacha. Because the title does say Gacha, but the video saying indie might also kind of match, because I scrolled through to see like a little bit of this stuff. You'll see what I mean in a second. But yeah, there's another video that has like there's like a minute long or something. There's no direct Gacha stuff that I could like discern apart from maybe like the eyes or something. And calling that video Gacha because of the eyes alone feels like calling the Lion King remake live action because the ground was real. You know, that kind of thing? I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I'll finish documenting. Get Mark to pick me up. Date of birth May 2nd, deceased May 2nd. Doesn't say a year, but that could suggest that this is a stillbirth via asphyxiation. Oh yeah, I suppose, yeah, the 2.9 kilograms. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, that of course it is. His name, he didn't get one. I'll call him now. Well, yeah, May 2nd to May 2nd, so yeah, I was thinking that. This should do. Ah, corpse baby, I suppose. Not another one. Ah, man, they're dropping like flies in this hospital. Maybe we should sterilize the area. I'm sorry, is something like, are those shoes made of like winding tops or something? Also, yeah, you call Rosa Red now. May the ninth goddess forgive my sins. What was that? That's not how you shush a baby. Or a corpse baby. I don't know. I should hurry back before I get in trouble. Oh my goodness, it has a mask on its head. It must be that guy from Ghost Girl. This, by the way, is why this video particularly it's dubious to call it Gacha. There are a lot of, from what I've seen, like animations that are like this that are much more customized, but yet you'll see what they combine them with. That's slow part for a second. Like, look at this character I can definitely see, aside from the clothing, actually being like an edited Gacha character. Or, like maybe it's like, edit like the hair on the person's arms, like, the puppet poses and put back together. And of course, the classic shrunken head, because, no good deed goes unpunished, I suppose. And also, like the shadow reflection and everything. It's obviously blended in, but I can see this having some form of origin within Gacha. The That being said, it's, you know, again, very, very, difficult to just call this gacha. Because of the other stuff that we see, including the dog in this very frame. This is what I, would love to do after gacha. I feel like gacha might platform animation take off. I mean, yeah, again, potentially. You know, there's always that avenue. Obviously for me, you know, in terms of that, gacha was kind of what I always hoped for with storytelling. So, you know, I mean, I've obviously clearly been in no rush because I've been doing the same thing for 6 years. But yeah, I get it for other people, including this person, I suppose. Anyway, where are they going again? They must be somewhere here. I've teleported! Okay, those shoes on a tree branch are gonna be very terrible. Now, how do I get up there? It's a tree, right? You climb it. Oh, another one of those, like, spinning top there, okay. Why would you pierce a dog's ear? That feels cruel to me. The camera angles are making me feel ill. Maybe that's kind of the point. All this does feel sickly to some degree. Like, you know, a place that's meant to be, you know, like a clinic of some kind, of place that's meant to be like a place of healing and health and sanity does not, you know, is the direct opposite. I kind of get that. And also just in general, you know, greens and blues of this nature are supposed to make us feel sick, so the lighting choice is also quite deliberate. I did definitely think that was a tree branch she was on and not just a cliffside, so that was my bad. Anyway, Goddess, I ask for clarity and forgiveness. Oh, well, clearly it wasn't that hard to get up there then. Loud gasping for air. Okay, again, another disadvantage of non-voice acted stuff, I suppose. I definitely heard a like that, like, because that's like some sort of sound effect. So if you're going to use stock sound effects, then you probably can, like, get, like, a gasping for air thing, I think. I don't know what Walton Files is, so I can't really, you know, judge on that one. No point was going from point A to point B to no, the baby's dead, remember? It's very good at loud gasping for air. I'm not saying it should be my stock audio, but just a stock sound in general. Anyway, everyone write a short text for how you think grade 5 will be. This is an individual task, please no whispering or helping, or questioning why we had one character with a gacha head and none of the others. What's going on here? Anyway, that's Dan. I'm obsessed with him since my first day of grade 0. Homework. I can see why you're so obsessed with him. He just says one word. Homework. Now I'm solving the text for him. Oh, and homework or tests or... Okay, that does suggest that he's using her, or like she's like willingly getting used in order to like actually get into his good books by solving his books. And that's fairly subtle. Okay then. Anyway, what was that? Uniform something? Oh, uniform check? Oh, okay, yeah, you mean that thing that all principals do where they come into a random class and check everyone's uniforms like the teachers probably should be doing? What was with her eyes there? Hold on a second. Look at that again. The principal has a lazy eye. Alright then. That's enough for the audience to absorb it. Yeah, again, pacing is definitely another thing that like non-voice acted stuff is always going to struggle more with. Like again, in my own experience, Alpha Witch Academy is very slowly paced on purpose because because like this it has because I'm allowing for people to like have time to read. I'm bearing that in mind, but eventually I do want to do some fast-paced stuff once it actually kind of like ramps up a bit. So I'm gonna have to consider how to even do that at all. But yeah, I don't know. I also don't know about this because, so far it's less obvious than other people's examples. So if it's not their first language, they're covering up better than most people do. I'll say that much. Oh, so you're talking about like far as like grade 0 goes. Okay, well, that's all. Yeah, that's also possible. We don't know where this is set either, so there could be just a different place altogether. But I guess grade 0 is what the equivalent of kindergarten would be, I suppose, by American standards. Something uncanny. It's interesting to call something that's, obviously trying to, like, to some degree emulate, an already uncanny style, if you think about it. Being labeled as uncanny in comparison to the original style. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, as far as I was saying before, like, as far as pacing goes, yeah, there's definitely a way to go too fast if you don't want to avoid that, or too slow if you're really trying to overcorrect like I was. That's what I was trying to say before. Oh, okay, alright. Anyways, sorry I'm late. She has your gorgeous blue eyes. You have your mother's eyes. Yeah, that's what I was saying before about the just the slow blink of the baby. Peter Thiel knows about the Antichrist or something like that. Anyway. Did 008 come with that owl? Yeah, I'll throw it out. Why do you ask? Well then, I'll take it for my daughter. Ah yes, the eyeless owl. What a perfect present for probably a child. Look what I got you today! Dr. Mark's giving William Afton vibes. He definitely seems much nicer than the William Afton depictions that I've seen / played in the past, so I don't know. Obviously it's cursed, yeah. It's either that or if we're going by FNAF logic, that's the good ending. The soul left the owl's body and now it's just, behind it. Anyways, suit yourself. I'll start making the digital documents for him. We're still doing the plan, right? No, your mental health your mental health matters is actually a thing that they say in this video somewhere. You aren't weird, you are you. Oh, it says Hootie from the Owl House actually at one point. Don't let them judge when... Sorry, don't let them judge when... No, don't judge who you are, sorry, okay. Stop hitting the PC, please. Don't... Don't kill the angel in you. If you're sad and you know it, take your meds. If you're sad and you know it, we know how to overthrow it. If you're sad and you know it, take your meds. 1998, back when I guess they hadn't quite worked out everything just yet. Also, hold on, it says MI98 underneath there. Does that mean that it was like they were founded in 1998, or the current year is 1998? Because if so, they have to change the name every single year. Is that how that works? They're gonna be MI99 next year or something. Why is Dr. Corinne so, like gritting her teeth as she types? Because kind of like... I pulled less scathing expressions when typing back to Maddie, for crying out loud. What's she up to? Oh, Zoloft, Paxil, and Busper, and Xanax, Depacon, Cronafin, Ambien, Prozac. Activin calms me when I see the bills. These are a few of my favorite pills. Alright. Here you go, sweetie. A new friend. Yay, a new friend. And it speaks. What do you mean it speaks? When the birds fly, when the cloud stays, when you takes your final breath, I just absorb some of my favorite pills, then I don't feel like death. So talk about this. Yeah, I totally connect with Eli. I mean, yeah, I can see her doing that, to be honest. Anyways. Yeah, look at that thing up close. Jeez, okay. We're unhinged today, yes. Our mental health is down the toilet, apparently. Don't know about the characters yet. Anyway, there you are. Finished her checkup. Corinne and I have removed her lungs as you requested.
Father, where are my lungs?
Oh, and I ran some quick scans. I've written down what Triple 08's parents told us about the body, returning the body after research. Is that a reaction to something? Okay. Yep, Corinne should be making the document burn the contract. What? What about her parents? Burn the parents as well. Go find Corinne and switch places. Okay. I'm also gonna switch heads, so do you mind if I do that? I guess it's only for, like, the walking shots, so that where they're gonna use the gacha heads if they're, like, going sideways. I suppose, maybe? Why? Okay, yeah, alright. Corinne, Marcus said we should switch. I guess he didn't say don't tell Corinne you're going to burn the contract. I guess she's gonna find out later. Alright. Also, no, I have not eaten. Oh, that's a good, like switching of the feet, by the way. Just going back here, watch this. And whew! That was smooth. I like that. Gold. Oh. Yeah, I told Kath to burn the contract. Take care of 008 in the incubation room once I'm done. Yeah, the camera right. I don't know about this camera at this point, because normally you think that surgery would be like a thing that where, like, the focal point is still by design, but no. No, get me the mask with pleasure. Oh no! Wait, is he the baby? No, he's not the baby. Anyway, I got the documents in my car ready. Oh, and meanwhile, in a different incubation room, Shadow the Hedgehog. Ah, wake up, 18. Android 18, is that you? I do like how the androids, or whatever they actually are, do look less like the human characters. Like they haven't quite matched them up yet. Possibly why they need the use of masks and such, but also Mira, I suppose. Oh, yeah. Trust Kid, I would have Mira in an incubation tank at some point, Shadow the Hedgehog style. I should have seen that coming. Of course, like Shadow's sister being one of the characters I compared Mira to. Okay, yeah. I'm seeing it now. Dots are connecting. Alright. It's quiet in here. Oh. he noticed immediately as an investigation that was about the organ thing or something that's going on. Which I guess makes sense as to, where the lungs went. I also love how, like, the robot has, like, an ID badge. Normally robots would have, like, their ID, like, emblazoned on their makeup, supposedly, or, like, their actual, like, is it chassis, would we call it? I don't know. Yeah, don't be suspicious. Not at all. Okay, I do like this attempt, by the way, like trying to do like a mountainside drive thing. The car is definitely tracked appropriately. I don't know if like detail wise it kind of like all works, but then again, I suppose it kind of matched up with the art style. How about like how everything is somewhat painted in this particular style, and yeah, okay. I can also see that. I mean, most art styles are born out of a way to cut corners as much as it is also an aesthetic choice. So, or to like solve problems, particularly that you're like more averse to dealing with. So yeah, I can actually see this idea like kind of building. Almost like the painted backgrounds of old in animation. Yeah. Ah. Used to thinking these are gonna die? I guess they might. Ah. Well, well, well. If it isn't Mark himself. I'm glad you took my deal, bud. See something you like? Well, not your mouth, certainly. Also, what's happening with your head is warping now. Look at that! His forehead stayed in place, and the rest of his body just like morphed to the side. What was that? Ah, his face! His face is just... That's not how a face works. It like moves and... Anyway. I mean, that would have been a funny thing to notice as well, but yeah. I should probably get home. My family's waiting for me. Oh, here's a family. Yeah, he's not making it, you're right. Ah, 008 and 18 are the same. Okay. What was that? Was that like... Did I miss a line? It was on the screen for like a second. No, it's the same one. Never mind. Just different angle. Okay. Just different shots. Not so fast, Mark. Put him up. Come with me. And you'll be in the room of your annihilation. Bang. We should do more experiments together. Yeah, not right now, mate. I have to go and see my family. Some other time we'll do more experiments. Work-life balance, jeez. You take the organs that you need, and I keep the rest. Ah, you get the chicken nuggets, I see. I think Marcus's daughter's about to be the next victim. What do you mean? What kind of person would take the children, the offspring of their business partner, and remove their organs and stuff them into different suits and... Oh wait, no, I see where this is going. Never mind. Screw it stuff. Your sword dimension failed to run. Check your... Yeah, okay. Make sure the family doesn't sue you. Wait, wait a second. No. Did we just see what the character's name is? No, hold on. Go back. Can someone please summon KW? KW needs to see this now. Oh no. Alright, well, here we go. You might be interested in the video I'm reviewing right now. Has a lot of familiarity to it. No, that says familiarity. What's that word? There we go. Much better. 2 L's. Yeah, okay. Why do those extras look so real? You wouldn't think so for, like, you know, you think the extras look like equally as animated, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, how was work, Papa? I gotta tell you something. I got you a present! Ah! Ah, hello, KW! Well, we just thought that you might appreciate how, you know, that this story happens to be, you know, about like these particular scientists that seem to be, you know, making cybernetic enhancements and harvesting people's organs, you know, putting them into cryogenic Shadow the Hedgehog style suspension tanks, and also, not to mention, what's the daughter's name? Ah, what do you look at that? And to be fair, she looks about as scary as the owl itself, so I guess it kind of matches her. Yeah. We just thought that you would like to. We just thought you'd like to appreciate that, you know, like how similar this all is. No, no, God, no, no, no. Well, anyways, hey, check out the lamp illuminating the side of her face. That's a fun. That's a fun thing to. This must be how this is. I feel like you're feeling the same way that I felt when I saw that character with the dragon tail in Drama Elementary. Ah. I mean, he's been here for a while, but we just been kind of like tallying up the different comparisons. And when it got to the fact that there was literally a mirror in this, we were like, yeah, no, we got to summon you now. Anyways, take good care of it, and be careful not to use your Wallace and Gromit hands in order to, you know, latch onto it. Okay, I don't know why the camera's like panning like this now. I should go grab a coffee or two. Who grabs scissors like that? On like the middle part, like what? That feels so unnatural. That hands are meant for your fingers. Like I don't. Okay. Anyway, I'll help you open your eye. It doesn't have eyes. Hey, like father, like daughter, I suppose. She says you're gonna join the family business. She's not the next victim. She's the next intern, apprentice. Anyway, about hurting Eon. Yeah. Meanwhile, in Owl Heaven, I suppose. I can feel the ninth goddess energy. Oh, okay.
It must be an infinite divine gift sent from her.
Ah! Not even in the eyes. Also, did the scissors close right before they had impact? Okay, what? Yeah, don't twist up and down if you're trying to pull something out. Let's go work. Wait, what? Hold on, what was that? Sorry, but I need to go back. I missed out that line. Anyway. I go work for what? All you do is sit around and drink. What got into you? So what? I do what I want. I can't be tamed. Okay, I do like how like the captions are overlapping each other, so it's very it's feels like an argument. You know, layering the captions like that is probably the best way you can actually, you know, pull off a fast-paced argument in non-voice acted gacha. So yeah, all right then. Also, to be honest, this was already kind of dark to begin with. There were a bunch of trigger warnings at the start that I probably should have mentioned. My bad. Need hugs or hot chocolate? Probably. Speaking of hot chocolate, she reminds me a bit of the girl from the Polar Express, actually, now you mention that. Anyway. Oh no, they're arguing about me again. No, they're not. They specifically mention about, like, him going to work and her drinking and such. That's nothing to do with you. If you can hear what they say, then you can make out the fact that it's not... Why? Anyway. Are you dehumanized? Well, if I had to say, on a scale of 1 to dehumanize, I would probably say, I'm more like a 3. I feel less human by the day, but, you know. Affirmative. Can you breathe? Oh, this is the one with no lungs, so that's a pertinent question. Negative. I wish to... Ah, she's got no wishes, okay. I do like how they typed out something there, but it's slowly writing in his glasses. Again, another really well-edited video, but the story is just so confusing. There you are. What happened to you? Also, shouldn't its... I guess the reflection should probably be inverted, realistically speaking, in his glasses, but hey. You haven't spoken with me in a while. I felt neglected. I know what you did. This is a very huge theme of eyes today, honestly. Oh, you're in set. Oh, okay. I didn't realize. Sorry about that. Yeah, take care. Oh, she has a name. Okay. Where am I? Are you in constant pain? Affirmative. The 9th goddess protected me. Enough. I forgot how tall she was. We were reborn. I was once human, then I drank the ichor. Oh, hi, Mark. I should have told Papa to buy me a candle, since Mom didn't want to buy me anything. I wish for my family to be happy. Oh no, they're going to be happy if one of them dies, as that was going to be the solution. I hope not. Also, interesting way that they're like the vibe was like faced differently. There's a lot of like things that you're like, okay, you never would think that you need that, but yeah, no reason not to have it, I suppose. Hey, wait, Neon? How'd he get there? He's out for revenge now. Who is that? Not your business. Tell your dad to read my note. Later that night. Oh, and there's actual writing on there. Mama told me to tell you to read her note. It's over. Don't even think. Don't even try reaching me. I'm sick of handling our daughter and... To say I can't read well. Hey, if I can read it, you can read it. Maybe he needs glasses, potentially. It's possible. Oh, so I guess Mira was right. It was to do with her in the end. Yeah, the average is a Furby. Yeah, an eyeless... Would an eyeless Furby be would be more or less creepy? I guess, debate. Oh, that's a nice effect as well. Where is she? She didn't tell me. Where is she? Rachel, I mean Mira. I'm sick of it. Why is he shaded in the picture? It's your fault! Hey, what happened to the... to his like, organ stuff? We kind of like deviated from that a lot. Anyways. Leave! Wait, and he's the one with the box outside? Okay. He just does 5-year-old daughters to leave. Anyway, Mira, we're leaving soon. Let's go. I don't want a new mum or a sister. I'm guessing by context clues that he's remarried. It's not fair. Well, it can't be... Why can't it be me and Papa and Eon? Because you gouge his eyes out. Anyway. Please, let me put your babysitter to sleep soon. Honestly, if I saw a child rocking a baby with that face, like the... I'd think something is up as well. Not gonna lie. Tell big sister to get better. We will. Please don't do anything bad while we're gone. Please. Please don't do anything bad. I don't trust you. There are evil spirits around us. I will protect you. This strange item looks like scissors, but... Oh, my sins. This owl dimension is actually, honestly, like, as random as it is, I am intrigued by it. And the Dullahan owl type of, okay. A divine sacrifice! Oh, like if it turned around before its body did as well, that's also quite nice. With my sins, may we gather round as the sky opens, a divine blood is sacrificed upon! The pure souls have been sacrificed! Oh, it's last occult episode. Now we've got, like, the bowl of red liquid. Which can only mean one thing. The rebirth of divinities, and the endangered peace between the pure and sinsfuls. Not sinfuls, sinsfuls. We're home. Why are you bleeding? No, Eon! I hate you! How dare you be covered in blood on your own when I've left you unsupervised, like no 5-year-old should be. Shame on you. This is the 5th time something was read. Also, I like how it's Mia and Bia. Really? I can't focus with this jerk next to me and the other one watching. Learn to read. You know what? He did become a jerk after the whole, you know, having her do his homework all the time. You know, that's consistent. Oh, I guess the U was worthy of having a voice. Okay. Well, yeah, I know that Al could turn their head fully backwards. I meant more so that their head turned first, and then, like, you know, like, is switched around, and then the body followed because the head is detached. More so than, yes, owls absolutely can do that. That's true. Let's calm down. You made fun of me. He watched me. I don't want to go back there. Now both probably hate me. Girl classmate. Bia, what does it have embarrassing me? Oh, I can hear someone saying Bia. There is some distinct voice adding to this, but only, like, the extras? Yeah. I'm not just seeing you, you upset. Be happy. Ah, yes. If you're upset, just be happy. If you're sick, get better. If you're homeless, buy a house. Anyway, I'm glad you felt safe to come into my office. You're trembling so much. Why'd you hurt yourself? I didn't know what to do. My obsessions were watching me. And why am I like this? I wonder if Sean and Dean hate me. Snap out of it! We don't hate you! Wait, it's not another hard croissant or chalk. Okay. Okay, from context clues, the whole toothpick thing could be either a hint at, like, potential anorexia of some kind, or because I know that I know that SH was one of the triggers before. Maybe she used a toothpick to, you know, do that to herself. Maybe, possibly. I don't know. Not cheer up, be happy. Well, yeah, equally ineffective as well. I guess the school psychologist and Dr. Corinne are very connected. More angry typing, I assume. Anyway, sorry for disrupting. I'm looking for beer. She's not here. Principal office now. And where is your uniform? Oh yeah, that's why they had the uniform check line from earlier. Because otherwise it would be incredibly strange. Anyway, this one paper is unacceptable. Why the living as a cop here? I wanted your parents know your stuff will be here. Your stuff will be... Okay. Getting arrested? You may leave now, and thank you, sir. Because I punched Dan? It seems like in some sort of delirium you might have done something to somebody else. I would have thought, anyway. Unless we're doing like a whole scared straight thing of some kind, but I don't think we are. And there we go. Much like, Garden Escapes, or whatever that mobile game is, that's where we wrap things up. So, I think the most interesting aspect of this video is the directing. This is clearly somebody with a particular vision, a particular style, and who potentially would not want to even deal with voice actors, and risk compromising the end result. The end result, however, is occasionally scary in places it was not meant to be, and the camera effects, while intriguing, and while I love seeing unique shots and stuff, we actually like the one between Mia's arm, for example, like that one, but as he was like walking across, to name but one example. As much as I love seeing those, if you can't linger on like any of them, or if the camera's only just like whizzing past everything and making everyone dizzy, as was evidenced by my live chat, it doesn't quite it doesn't work the way that it's intended to. As far as the story itself goes, clearly there are some inspirations here that I don't that I don't connect with. I will say the background's art style is I really appreciate, like the way it's all like drawn with like the simple, brush strokes, essentially, calling back to again the start of animation, but with a few modern techniques and ideas and angles. It makes it look like something that would have been filmed in live action. So the directing for this is pretty stellar, all things considered, even if it is, a very fast ordeal. But as far as actual... No, that's what I was going to say now. Dang it. Slipped my mind. Oh yeah, but as far as the story and characters go, since we don't quite know what all the characters are working towards right now, or what reasons they have for being there. Like Dr. Marcus seems to be like a decent individual. Why, I don't know, why is he trading in organ stuff? What's the idea behind that? Or is it just all, a facade? Because I guess, what would, an organ trader's personality be? Probably something that is just akin to, something... I have no idea. Maybe he just knows how to win the purge, like MatPat suggested back in the day. So that much, I would like a bit more clarification on that. Maybe not like everything, but something that kind of hints towards like their larger goal, because they just seem to kind of be doing this just for the sake of it. Which is another reason why I can't get into FNAF, by the way. There's one of the things was like, yes, we know what all these, William Afton and, Henry Emily, or, whatever, lore version of the characters there are at this point. We know what they were up to. We've identified, their methods and, like, what times, each child got infected and blah, 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 all that stuff. But it's not clear why. It just seems like the inciting incident is the first crime committed, from what I remember. It doesn't feel like that's covered. Like, what's the larger goal? I at one point suggested that the development of the technology or something to BB might have been, because, of like the classic, the classic, Cold War arms or something, try to, beat the Soviets, basically. And, she seemed to be happy with that, like, suggestion or speculation on my part. But beyond that, they really have no other reason for, like, no, the government has no reason to commission them to do anything about this. They just seem to be, I guess, like, pouring in their funds or something from their franchise into this other thing for no apparent reason. Like, I don't get what the larger idea is there, and I also don't get it here. And maybe we're not supposed to know right away what's going to happen in this one. I hope that they cover it. FNAF, of course, is just going to keep all the answers hidden until people actually try to, think about this and stumble upon them, or, one puzzle piece comes out 5 years from now that solves it, which is, again, another reason why I can't get into it. It all adds up. But yeah, this show hopefully will have a bit more of like of a progression and potential reveals of some kind. If they plan to address it, then so be it. But otherwise, it doesn't feel like that's all fully there or fully even conceived at this point. Aside from maybe the tall nun lady that's been reincarnated and the owl goddess. I like how they're on the ninth goddess of some kind. So there's some lore and world building here. It's just that we're not privy to most of it, even after all of this time. Which, again, might be the point. But for me, I would like a little bit more to, let us, like, think about this in a particular direction, rather than, yeah. Last video is short. This is regular Gacha video. It's not a regular Gacha video. It has something unique to it that I've been saving up until this point. Not the trigger warnings part. Oh, that's where I said your mental health matters. It wasn't it was in the other video. Okay. Only 2 triggers this time, so we're not I guess that's better than before. But no, this video particularly intrigues me so much because from what I can tell, not only is it not voice acted, but there are no captions. It is entirely done with silent acting and visual storytelling. And I've never seen a Gacha video attempt to do that. The closest one was probably the adaptation of Swan Lake into Gacha, which does exist, by the way. But even that had dialogue involved in it. So because it wasn't actually a ballet, which is like they're following the story with the music attached to it. Which is a project I want to actually do at some point and talk about, but I'll probably do that with Eli potentially. But yeah, for this one, I'm really intrigued by this. I'm not saying because we've been here for 2 hours. This should be a fairly short ordeal because it is I think it's like only like a minute or so long. But I'm just wondering how much they can cover with that and what they can cover. So yeah, please be nice. I absolutely agree. Okay, it's loud. That's the first thing. But we have seemingly like a rippling effect of the background, but also like this, also green screen rain put together because the sky's clear back there. So again, an attempt was made here. Alright, so interview with Detective Claudia Jones at 6 p.m. So it seems like this character wants to potentially either be a detective or interview a detective for like whatever reason, and this newspaper article is particularly important. I meant that already you can start to like see, okay, this is something that, if this was like an opening of like a larger movie or something, I'd be like, this is the best opening of Gacha that I've seen in a long time. Even the this custom like legend in the background. Okay, one slight drawback here is I think that the walk cycle could have used some work. It's appropriately the speed she's going at is appropriate, but there's no like up and down motion, nor is there like a change in walk cycle. So that's one thing I would have altered here. And also, I can't tell if the rain's going over her or under her. The rain should be above over her layer-wise at the very least. So I don't know. By the blonde lady's hair, this is Gacha Life 2. that judging by her nose and I guess like honestly general just look, yes, Gacha Life 2. She feels both bright and dark at the same time, design-wise. There we go. Claudia Jones Detective Agency, so I guess that other lady must have been Claudia Jones. Was this like her inaugural opening day or something? Oh, wait, hold on a second. She's got an interview. Maybe she'll want to like be like a client of some kind. That's why she's so dejected walking towards her. I also love how this is like just on like a particular street. We haven't seen this type of background with Gacha. This is live action backgrounds, which I've historically said I don't mind in Gacha videos having a live action background, but people have their preferences and such. It's a whole thing. But I do like how we actually I haven't seen in many places. There's like in many places in Gacha, I mean, where the buildings are this squashed together. Obviously, in real life, I've seen it all the time. It's very common in places, especially in big cities, where most detectives are. But yeah, this is I guess kind of like a bit of a novelty concept. Maybe loving that we get along. You've mentioned that a couple of times today. Okay then. Oh, I thought she was going to keep walking. She was going towards the right. I thought she was going to continue to pace. Okay. All right, not what you expect to see on your first on your day at the interview. Normally they don't bring the victims into the building, sure. Nor do the people just be are they just blinking around and waiting for you to say something. I do love like all these different like outfits or something. They do feel, I don't know what time period they're supposed to feel, but they feel like something. Okay. So they were just standing around after, like, admiring their handiwork, and they just thought no one was going to show up. Why'd you have a scarf? Okay. Did they kidnap her and force her to don a disguise? Oh, she looks like the victim now. Right. And she replicates the picture of Claudia Jones from the paper that we saw earlier. And now there's a missing poster with her name on there before. Alright. Okay, sure. I mean, I don't think we needed this, to be honest. I think we needed, like, other replacements, ideas. The idea that Claudia Jones symbolizes something particularly, and that potentially she took her own life, as implied by the hanging, particularly. It shows that they're possibly, like, working towards something, or Claudia Jones' like, work gets so overwhelming, but she's such a great, a grand symbol that they need to continue to make people look like her and continue what she's doing. And that's why the interview was called. I guess that raised the question as to what. Confusing like the last episode, but I guess for the right reason. Again, this would be like a fantastic, opening. This video, by the way, is just called like featured, I think. Yeah, featured chapter 1 Gacha movie. Even though it's no, sorry, no, it's not. What am I talking about? Feature GL2MM Gacha Life 2 mini movie. Sorry, that was my bad. So yeah, I guess there's no my True Person 24s. Oh yeah, good point. I don't know. I want to know more about this. Like again, this is what I was saying. This feels like it would be the perfect opening to a video. You know how like that Moni probably remembers this, but when I first looking for like other editors, I gave her the most difficult scene that I had ever conceived at the time, because I just learned about I just did a project in class at university that that was all about creating a 5-minute piece with no dialogue, a 5-minute script with no dialogue, and to see how possible that would actually be. You know, to kind of like, you know, push that exercise accordingly. And then we have, by the way, hello Eli, we were talking about you earlier actually. Do you know that someone made a full adaptation of Swan Lake in Gacha? I was going to say we should cover that at some point, but it might have to be next year because there's so many GachaFest stuff. What was I saying? Yeah, so that was the idea. So that the opening of Puppy Love for me was that example of, you know, well, see how much we can get with just visuals and also newspapers. And Mona did exceptionally well. Like, again, better than I could have done at the time. So it was clearly the right move to not only have her as an editor, but also to, you know, to delegate that particular scene. Yeah. Actually, wait, I'm saying that it might be the Nutcracker. Actually, it was one of the other. I think it was the Nutcracker. My bad. Still though, there's that full adaptation, but you know, not with dance, but with the dialogue, but only captioned dialogue, and it's in time with the music itself, and it's full feature length. Anyway, yeah. So this, on the other hand, is not feature length, unfortunately. And again, there's so much potential here, like all these different questions, all these visual clues. This feels like that kind of idea of like someone experimenting with how much they can get away with not conveying. Like they were trying to see, like, could they do this with no dialogue? To which I say, yes, you could. It felt very clumsy to have just the two people observing there for a bit, but as the dots connect, as you see like the whole replacement thing, this visual aside, yeah, it kind of works. You know, it all really comes together. So yeah, like I said before, I thought I saved the best for last. And I really think I did, because again, this is the first time I'd ever seen a Gacha video or Gacha mini movie where it's entirely silent acting, visual storytelling, and, you know, with all the clues like coming together. And I was worried when I started this video because I thought to myself that the non-voice acted Gacha videos were all going to be as high production value as this and the previous video, and we weren't going to get like the first video, which I still think is probably the best story, ultimately speaking, out of the three today. I was worried that we're going to get like all of those and they weren't going to have like that difference between them. But I'm pleasantly surprised by this, because like, you know, the first video proved that, you know, there's still like a market out there. Other ones that were like quite short, and honestly, the motivation for going fully silent does not feel like just a case of not wanting to deal with voice actors. It feels like that was conscious to see if it could be done, and it can. As someone who once wrote a short radio play where the main character was mute and there was no narration, I can attest to that. The idea of challenging yourself. As for the middle video, it's kind of like in between, where it's like it feels like someone's trying to move on from Gacha, like Bond suggested, but had marketed the video in the title as Gacha, possibly for branding reasons. So all these didn't feel like they correlated into that regard. They felt like they were all made with like different purposes. I guess the strange connection between all of them is that at large, or at least as far as like I've chosen recently, the videos, the non-voice acted videos, have all gone into two of them have gone into dark territories, and another one has gone into gay territories. Both of which were like the main focus, you know, love stories and, you know, tragic stories, sometimes both, of the old Gacha community. So it does seem like those types of stories are the ones that most attract the people who don't want to deal with voice actors. and there might be like some psychology behind that in terms of in terms of, you know, the people who feel like the world is against them and they are alone with no friends, not wishing to deal with a bunch of people and befriending them in order to have them help with the project. Maybe there's some potential, you know, idea behind that, to be honest. You know, Monet did describe the old Gacha community at one point as, you know, like the kids that were the outcast, that, you know, kind of like, you know, came to this space to either make characters whose lives are worse than theirs or to vent about something without really the proper like knowledge and know-how to make it you know, work. Because like I said before, I'm not against dark stories or anything. You know, I'm against ones that like kind of like glorify these types of things, and there's a right and wrong way to execute them, so it doesn't feel like you're trying to glorify these mental health issues. But these videos, two of them have said your mental health matters. Another one was just, you know, what was definitely a bully ex-victim story, but again, probably not the intention to make it seem that way. And yeah, that might be a thing to do with, again, the age of the people these stories apply to in the appeal to in the first place, or those who wished for that particular outlet and chose to indulge in it. It's good to know that there's some of them are still out there. I'm hoping that there are other examples of like more jovial stories to counterbalance them, so it's not just so, you know, again, people who want to, you know, take part in it because it's fun and they just want to, you know, have a fun time with some wacky gacha characters can still do so in this day and age. I'm hoping for that, and we'll definitely look into that idea tomorrow, I think, because I want to tackle all the submissions for the AJ or the A something 80 animations challenge, or like the competition that happened some time ago. I want to judge all the entries because they're all relatively short and they all are quite different in nature. And there's that one video that I think technically does not count as gacha, but we'll see. The judges, well, the higher-ups and some other judges have ruled in its favor, so we'll judge it accordingly, I suppose. But for right now, I suppose that's what we'll leave off and see if this train of thought can continue yet another day, because I just can't let this go right now, apparently. Also, how I wrote the radio play was that I had either the main character, it was all from the main character's perspective, so all of everything was happening, the main character could hear. So even if it was like a conversation that was happening like in their general vicinity, they would still be in the scene. So we, the audience, followed along and react, and you know, we were also silent reactors to what was going on. It was almost like we ourselves were the character, kind of like an In Space with Markiplier situation, if you will. That hadn't come out yet, so I wasn't able to use that as an example. And you know, sometimes, of course, I would do like classic thing of like, what's that? What have you got for me? This random like object of some kind, and like, you know, do that kind of reaction basically, which is how I imagine, you know, talking to a mute person might actually go to some degree. Because then, if I made her deaf, it would have been impossible. I knew that going in, but that's how I kind of tackled the whole idea of like main character being mute. Maybe I'll bring that back to some degree. That might be fun at some other point. Let's not play this until now. I forgot you were on there because I was saying before, I didn't realize that GachaFest included non-voice actor stuff until literally this week, which is why I'm having a whole existential thing about like how many voice acted series there are, and how many and how it's become like almost the norm. And I'm glad to see like examples like this and like Ballet Pops that show that some people are still sticking to non-voice acted for various reasons, but they are still like breaking through and still releasing content, even if it isn't like as much. I'm trying to think like, you know, what could be done to encourage other people, because if we set the bar too high for people entering the gacha community, then we're toast. The solution is probably, you know, I guess maybe just more gay stories. Not gonna lie, it feels like 7 Minutes in Heaven video was onto something in the first place. I should have ended with that one. It feels like way more significant. But oh well. Yes, the video that finally ends went on and on, my friend. reviewing, not knowing it was continuing reviewing it. Yeah. So yeah, we are gonna review. We're gonna end it now. So yeah, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. And subscribe if you've done so already. I am so hungry. And on that note, until next time, farewell.